Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wa sayyidil mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh again. Alhamdulillah, Zakat is one of the important pillars of Islam. And to know how to calculate your Zakah and to pay it to the right person and right amount is very important. This is our deen. And we have to do our wajibat of the deen, our duties of the deen properly as Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam guided us and ordered us. And to know that is also fard. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Talabul ilmi faridatun ala kulli Muslim. So seeking the knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim. And people will not pay attention to learn properly fiqh of zakat, rather than they'll be asking the imam wherever they find chance, in the office, going, coming, I have a question about zakah, I have a question about zakah. But they will not make effort to come to sit down to understand the whole concept and how to pay it. Jazakumullah khairan, brothers and sisters who are attending today, is very important. It's one of the pillars of Islam, which we must perform the way Allah and His Messenger guided us. So the topic of today is Zakah, and it has few chapters. Number one chapter will be the importance of Zakah, virtue of Zakah, and the punishment of who doesn't pay Zakah. And after that introduction, we will go to which area we are covering after that. There are a few areas. One is upon whom zakat is fard. Not upon everybody zakat is fard. And then when it is obligatory, in how many items there is zakah. Not all items you need to pay zakah. Which item you only pay zakah? And in the items, there are some other area, inshallah we'll talk. So not upon everybody zakat is fard. Not upon everything zakat is fard. So we need to know all this, chapter by chapter, inshallah. And the finally will be how to calculate your zakat practically. And inshallah, it will be not difficult. Everybody is always worried, mashallah, how I can calculate my zakah, where to start, where to stop. But it is very easy. Zakah made easy, inshallah. Right? Okay, first of all, the status of zakah, virtue of zakah, as you know, well-known hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Bunya al-Islamu ala khams. Islam is based on 5 things. Number 1, Shahadatu Allah ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. This declaration of faith, in Kalimat al-Shahada, this is number 1. Number 2, Iqamus Salah, to pray the 5 daily prayers regularly. Number 3, Ita'u Zakah, to pay Zakah. Number 4, Siyamu Ramadan, which we are fasting. And number 5, Hajjul Bayt man istata' ilayhi sabila, to perform the Hajj of house of Allah, to go to Mecca to perform the Hajj. These are the 5 pillars of Islam. And pillars are very important area of Islam, isn't it? And zakat is not obligatory upon every person until you reach to a level which is called Nisab, that will be coming as well. Zakat, importance of zakat, it is mentioned in the Quran in 82 times with salah. Aqimus salah wa atuz zakah. And anybody is not believing in zakah, any Muslim, he is no more Muslim. He becomes kafir. However, if somebody believes and he doesn't want to pay out of stinginess, he is not straight away kafir, but he is committing a major sin. His punishment is severe in the akhirah. The severe punishment came in the Quran and in the hadith as well. We'll be seeing some of these texts of Quran and Sunnah, inshallah. So first, the virtue of zakah. So people do not consider it is a burden. It is like a tax type of thing to give. You know, when they give you tax, you don't think you'll be getting some reward for that. It's just fine, any fine. You know, you got a ticket on your car, you park in wrong place, you're paying £60. You're very upset by that because you're losing money unnecessarily. That's, you think, painful. But when it gives tax as well, VAT, all are sometimes not pleasing. We are not happy with. Zakat is not like that. Zakat is ni'mah, barakah. The word zakah, what does it mean? It means two things, purification and growth. So once you give zakah, you purify yourself and your money, and you are looking for growth of your wealth, growth in your wealth. So it's not that we'll feel upset, we don't want to give, but we have to give because if don't give, that will be punishment. No, be excited. Allah made you are able to give zakah. Allah could be making you somebody is asking for zakah, taking zakah, receiving zakah. You're not among them. And He is telling you to give only 2.5%. If you have £1,000, you give only £25 zakah. And the rest is yours. And if you have 100, for example, you are giving only 2.5%, £97, and 50p is still in your pocket. But hold this amount, £1,000, £100 or £100,000, you earn. But this rizq was sanctioned by Allah, grant from Him. Although you did hard work, but many people do hard work, they don't get it. You are getting it. But giver is Allah. He is testing us. Are we giving small portion on His way, or we are so stingy, we don't want? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah ordered him about zakah in Surah Tawbah, ayah number 103. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم خذ من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها. O Muhammad, take from their wealth a charity by which you purify them and cause them increase and make dua for them, of course, in the end. So, taking zakat is tutahhiruhum, purification, and it is also tuzakihim, it may increase as well. So, purification and increment of your wealth, adding more barakah is coming to your wealth. This is the fadl and virtue of zakah. This is in the dunya. It is also linked with akhirah. If our heart is purified, because everybody loves money. Love of the dunya is something negative there. It is impurity. Love of the dunya, love of the money, to hold money, to give big amount of money, to big saving. All these too much dunya attraction, there's some impurity here. And giving zakah will purify this impurity. And our money become also not impure. But if you don't give zakah, your money remain not zakat paid, this whole money became now polluted. So in your body, if there is some kind of filthy things, impurity, you must wash it away. Like this, giving zakah, you are washing away your wealth, cleaning it, purifying your heart as well, inshallah. And the reward came in many Quranic verses. In Surah Al-Zariyat, ayah number 15 to 19, beautiful reward of the giver of zakah is coming. Innal muttaqina fi jannatin wa uyun, akhidina ma atahum rabbuhum, innahum kanu qabla dhalika muhsinin, kanu qalilan min al-layli ma yahja'un, wa bil ashari hum yastaghfirun. وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. Indeed, the righteous will be among gardens and springs in Jannah, in paradise, accepting what their Lord has given them. Indeed, they were before that doers of good. They used to sleep but little of the night, waking up to stand for tahajjud. And in the hours before dawn, they would ask forgiveness in tahajjud time, asking Allah, to forgive them. And from their wealth was the right of the needy petitioner and the deprived. This is the zakat. Lisa'ili wal mahrum. The one who is asking your favor, financial help, and deprived, suffering hardship financially, you must give them zakah. So because of that, you are going to Jannah. In another Quranic ayah, Surah At-Tawbah, ayah number 71, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتُ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَيُطِيعُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ أُولَٰئِكَ سَيَرْحَمُهُمُ اللَّهُ. The believers, or the believing men and the believing women, are allies of one another. They enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong, and establish salah and give zakah and obey Allah and His Messenger. Those Allah will have mercy upon them. So those who do all this righteous deed, they deserve Allah's mercy in this dunya and in akhirah. This is the virtue of zakah. And not giving zakah, huge punishment, heinous crime that came in Surah Ali Imran, ayah number 180. وَلَا يَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ يَبْخَلُونَ بِمَا آتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ هُوَ خَيْرًا لَهُمْ بَلْ هُوَ شَرٌّ لَهُمْ سَيُطَوَّقُونَ مَا بَخِلُوا بِهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And let not those who greedily withhold what Allah has given them of His bounty ever think that it is better for them hoarding this wealth, not giving zakah. They should not think it is good for them. Rather, it is something troublesome for them. Rather, it is worse for them. Their necks will be encircled by what they withheld on the day of resurrection. How their wealth will be encircling their neck, the tafsir came in the hadith. In the hadith, Prophet ﷺ said, Man atahu Allahu malan falam yuaddi zakatah. Anyone who Allah has given wealth, but he does not pay its zakah, muthir lahu maluhu shuja'an aqrah, lahu zabibatan. In the day of judgment, the wealth will be presented to him in the shape of a bald-headed, poisonous male snake with 2 poisonous glands in its mouth, which is very dangerous, very scary, very poisonous snake. It is encircling. And it will encircle itself round with his neck. يطوقه يوم القيامة ثم يأخذ بلهزمتيه يعني شدقيه. And so it will encircle itself round his neck and will bite him over his cheeks. Biting. Encircling here and this mouth of the snake towards the face and biting this poisonous snake on his cheek. And the snake will say, I am not just a snake. What I was before, you know that? Ana maluka, ana kanzuka. Ana maluka, ana kanzuka. I am your wealth. I am your treasure. You hold it. That Allah made me today, snakes to bite you. May Allah save us. Those who are not giving zakah, what kind of heinous crime they are committing. Then after that, Rasulullah recited this Quranic ayah. And then another Quranic ayah is giving another punishment of the people who deny zakah. And that is in Surah Tawbah, ayah number 34 and 35. وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَهَا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ يَوْمَ يُحْمَى عَلَيْهَا فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ فَتُكْوَى بِهَا جِبَاهُهُمْ وَجُنُوبُهُمْ وَظُهُورُهُمْ هَذَا مَا كَنَزْتُمْ لِأَنفُسِكُمْ فَذُوقُوا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْنِزُونَ. And those who hoard gold and silver, which is money nowadays. Olden days it was only gold and silver used as buying and selling the coin. But today money is gold and silver as well, because against money there is gold and silver. And spend it not in the way of Allah, not giving zakah. Give them tidings of a painful punishment, the day when it will be heated in the fire of hell, and and they burn. Therewith will be their foreheads, their flanks, and their backs. And it will be said to them, this is what you hoarded for yourselves, so taste what you have been hoarding. Tafsir of this one came in another hadith, ما من صاحب ذهب ولا فضة لا يؤدي منها حقها إلا إذا كان يوم القيامة سفحت له صفائح من نار فأحمي عليها في نار جهنم فيكبى بها جنبه وجبينه وظهره كلما بردت أعيدت له في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة حتى يقضى بين العباد فيرى سبيله إما إلى الجنة وإما إلى النار. Any person who possesses gold or silver and does not pay zakat of it, on the day of resurrection, the sheets of gold and silver would be heated for him in the fire of hell, and with them his flank, forehead, and back will be branded. When they cool down, they will be heated again, and the same process will be repeated during the day. During the day, what day it is? The day of Qiyamah, the measure of where it will be 50,000 years. In the place of resurrection, they will be punished, even before going to the hellfire. People are waiting to get their judgment, and they are being punished, those who denied to give zakah. This will go on until judgment is issued among Allah's slaves, and he will be shown his final abode, either to paradise or to hell. And also punishment or the curse of not giving zakah is a person that is various types. One is يَمْحَقُ اللَّهُ الرِّبَى وَيُرْبِي الصَّدَقَاتِ, as Allah said in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah 267 or 76, 276. يَمْحَقُ اللَّهُ الرِّبَى وَيُرْبِي الصَّدَقَاتِ. Allah destroys interest. No barakah in the interest. Takes barakah away from the interest. If anybody is increasing money by interest, the barakah, blessing will be taken away from him and his money. And other way, وَيُرْبِ صَدَقَةً, and who pays zakah and sadaqah, give increase for charities. More barakah will be added to his money and wealth. Now coming, upon whom zakat is fard, upon whom the zakat is obligatory. We are coming to this one. Subhanallah. Something, oh yes, here. Right. Okay. I think that the main thing is that zakat will be, given or obligatory upon every Muslim. Upon kafir, zakat is not fard. Hur, who is free, not a slave. Malikun Nisab, who owned the Nisab, a threshold. And we are coming to what is the threshold of zakah. And to the men and women. And some of the fuqaha said the person should be reaching the age of puberty, baligh. That is the Hanafi opinion. But other fuqaha said no. If there is money who is not baligh, just a child, will be also paying zakah. There is ikhtilaf in this issue. And the person, Hanafi fiqh said it should be sane. But many other fuqaha said no, upon insane is also zakat obligatory if there is money available. Good person, good property available. This is the difference of the two things. Is adult, Muslim, sane or insane, okay, and has complete ownership of the nisab. What is nisab? The nisab is that you have a certain amount of money, and it will be judged with the gold or with the silver. The gold it should be approximately 87.48 grams of gold. If anybody has gold, either in any form, jewelry form or other way form, there is a difference of opinion that you don't pay zakat on the jewelry which you normally use. Is there zakat on it or not? I'll come back to this one later, inshallah. But the many fuqaha said, yes, zakat is obligatory upon jewelry as well, if it is gold or silver. But if it's any other things, platinum and any other expensive kind of material, there is no zakat on that. Only zakat is due gold and silver coin or sheet or jewelry in any form. Okay, and nowadays 87.48 gram. If less than that, there is no zakat due upon it. And silver nisab is 612.36 gram. If there is any kind of silver available less than that, there is no zakat due on it. This is about gold and silver. And the money is upon what the nisab is set, from this lower one. If you look in the market, is the gold one is higher or the silver one is higher? Which one is lower? That will be the nisab. That will be threshold. The silver one nowadays, I checked yesterday with the jewelry shop, a Muslim, he knows it, and he told me the jewelry of 612 gram of silver value is 367.42. Take it 368 pound. 368 pound, the minimum nisab of zakat. If anybody got hold in his possession this amount of money after your necessary expenditure, this is the saving, zakat is due upon you. 368 pounds, the threshold of zakah. If you have less than that, 360, 350, now no more saving, there is no zakat due upon you. Is this point clear? Okay. And once in your lifetime, you started having income coming to you, and anytime you see you got 368 according to the standard of this year, earlier stages, of course, it was much less. You remember when zakat was further upon you first time in your life, first time you are having saving of this amount, then write down in your notebook, in your diary somewhere. You'll not miss that in the year 1960, in the year 1980, in the year 1990, for example, I was a starting job or business and I was getting first time in my life income and bit of saving. Write down if it is coming to the threshold and Nisab level. And every year on that date, not Gregorian calendar, Islamic calendar, zakat is due upon you. However, it could be September, could be January, could be other month, but it is always good to calculate zakat in the Islamic calendar, because Islamic calendar is 11 year days earlier than Gregorian calendar. That's why many people would like to give zakat in Ramadan. They'll not forget what is the month. It's month of Ramadan. But I know sometimes Jamad al-Ula, you don't know what month it is. People only know Ramadan, Zil Hajjah, sometimes Muharram, sometimes Sha'ban. And before that, after that, people don't know which Arabic month comes and goes. So that's why it's better to calculate your zakat Islamically. You always give in the Ramadan or Zil Hajjah, that surely. And every year, you look your latest balance, and pay zakat 2.5%. Okay, so this is briefly. Now coming to the what items you'll be giving zakat of, coming to those things, let me just give you a list. Zakat is not farad upon every wealth, every kind of asset we have. In the hadith, details came of the zakat. Number one, what is produced by the land, like agricultural product, that we are not talking about this. This is called ushr. 1/10 of the production, agricultural production, we give zakat. We are not discussing these details. Bahimatul an'am, the cattle, especially camel and cow, sheep or goat, there is zakat upon them. We are not also calculating this, it's too much. We don't have all this here. And number 3 is al-dhahab al-fidda, gold and silver. We talked a little bit earlier, and money comes under this one, dhahab and fidda, gold and silver. Money, zakat upon your money, whatever money you have, and gold and silver, coins or sheet or bar or jewelry. Number 4, urudu tijara, the business, commodities, the items you have for sale. It could also bring a share, buying share, selling, many other things. You are shareholder of a company, how to do, details will be coming later on. So, 4 areas of zakah, remember. Number 1, the agricultural production. Number 2, cattle. We are not discussing today. We are discussing only 2, gold and silver in addition to the money, and business items. This will be our discussion that we need to pay zakah of. Right. Now, coming to the how to find your zakah, what is the amount of the money, how to calculate the money. First of, number 1, your cash and liquid investments. Number 2, gold and silver. Number 3, shares, unit trusts and equity investment. Number 4, property and other fixed assets. Number 5, pension. Number 6, debts owed to you, we need to know. Number 7, business assets. Number 8, personal liabilities, what to do, you may deduct. Number 9, business liabilities. These are the sub-point we'll be discussing now. Coming to the number 1, cash. Cash and liquid investments are fully subject to zakah. You should include cash in all your bank accounts, in your wallet, and under your mattress, or inside your pillow cover. Okay? Any cash you have. Some in bank, some at your home, some in this country, some in back home at another bank account. All should be gathered. Okay? This is number 1. And whatever found, you have, for example, 5,000 here in this country. You have another 5,000 could be back home. So all together, and 2.5% is made out to give zakah. Gold and silver, as we said, the gold and silver are zakatable. Either it is in some kind of bar form, some kind of jewelry form. Now, one big issue is you hear that many of the scholars say there is no zakat on the jewelry sister will be using for. Genuine opinion, I know. Imam Shafi has this opinion, Imam Malik has this opinion, Imam Ahmad and Hanbal has this opinion, Imam Abu Hanifa has opinion, no, it should be given zakah. Okay? What is the evidence of 3 imams said no zakah? They refer to the hadith of the 5 Sahaba said there is no zakah on jewelry. Will be utilizing, sister using it. The 5 Sahabi said, Anas radiallahu anhu, Jabir radiallahu anhu, Ibn Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, and Aisha radiallahu anha, and Asma radiallahu anha. They 5 say there is no zakah on the jewelry. But Imam Abu Hanifa said, no, there is zakah. What is his evidence? His evidence is 2 of the ahadith. One is, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As radiallahu anhuma, he narrated a hadith. Inna imra'atan atatin nabiyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ma'aha ibnatun laha wa fi yadi ibnatiha maskatani ghalidatani min dhahab. So one of the wives of the Prophet says that a lady came to visit Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. A woman came to visit Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and she had with her daughter. In the daughter's hand, there is 2 heavy bangles of gold. And then Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, have you paid zakah of your daughter's bangles? These heavy gold bangles. أَتُعْطِينَ زَكَاةَ هَذَا? قالت لا. She said, no, I don't give zakah, ya Rasulullah, of this. Then he answered, أَيَسُرُّكِ أَنْ يُسَوِّرَكِ اللَّهُ بِهِمَا فِي يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ سِوَارَيْنِ مِنْ نَارٍ? Then do you want, in the day of judgment, Allah will make you are wearing bangle of fire in your hand of the punishment that you didn't pay zakah? The lady was so scared. فَخَلَعَتْهُمَا فَأَلْقَتْهُمَا إِلَى النَّبِيِّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. Then she took it out of the hand of her daughter and she thrown it in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said to him, Huma lillahi wa rasulihi. I am giving these 2 bangles charity for the sake of Allah and His Messenger. This hadith isnad is strong. It's compiled by Imam Ahmad, Musnad Ahmad, Abu Dawud, Nasa'i, Tirmidhi. Hafiz ibn Hajar says, isnadhu qawi, his sanad is very strong. Another hadith. Aisha radiallahu anha herself, she said, Dakhala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, fara'a fi yadayhi fatakhat min waraq. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam entered to my house one day, and I, at that time, bought some silver bangles in my hand. Then he watched that, he haven't seen before, first time he's seeing this. And he said, Ma hadha, what is it, ya Aisha? Why you made this? She said, Sana'tuhunna atazayyanu laka ya Rasulallah. I made these bangles, ya Rasulullah, to wear, to beautify myself to you. For you, ya Rasulullah. Faqala atu'addini zakatahunna, are you will be giving zakat of this? Qalat la aw ma sha Allah. She said, no, but if Allah wants, I have to. Qala hasbuki minan nar. If you don't pay zakah, it will be enough for you to take you to hellfire. And this hadith is also compiled with Abu Dawood and Bayhaqi, Hakim, and Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahmatullahi said, this is hadith is sahih. And Ibn Daqiq al-Eid said same thing. These two hadiths is dalil of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. Looking at the dalil, the scholars of modern day, many scholars, especially Sheikh bin Baz rahmatullahi and Sheikh Muhammad bin Uthaymin, two big sheikh of our time in Saudi Arabia, both of them passed away rahimahullah. They said, okay, huwa ikhtiyaru samahat Sheikh Abdul Aziz ibn Baz and Sheikh Muhammad bin Uthaymin. They said Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion is very strong here based on genuine evidence of the hadith. You see? They accepted Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion. Many scholars accepted his opinion. Okay? So this is issue of the jewelry we talked about. Inshallah, gold and silver. Zakat is payable if they reach to the amount we said 80, gold is 87.48 and silver is 612 grams. Okay. Now, so cash is finished, gold is finished. Coming to the share, unit trust and equity investments. If shares are purchased with the express intention for resale, then the entire holding is subject to zakat. You buy and sell it from a stock exchange, you buy share and sell it, buy share and sell it. The day of zakat calculation, it will be that day, whatever the price, the value of it, you add with your money. It's fully zakat payable because it is like business commodity. Okay? But different shares which you bought not for sale, not for resale, for investment. If, however, shares are purchased as an investment to generate dividends, profits, then as zakat is only due on the zakatable assets of the firm, of the company, of the industry, the factory. A realistic attempt must be made to calculate the percentage of the shareholding relating to zakatable assets and items. I give you an example to understand this. If you are shareholder of a garments factory, for example, this garment factory have maybe £5 million is the whole value of this garments factory. And you participated, some portion as a share. Now this value of £500 or £5 million, what is it for? They bought the land, maybe with £1 million. They built the factory building with £1 million. They maybe bought the machineries, the machines with another £1 million. How many billion now? Million pound now? 3 million. Remaining is 2 million. And then another $1 million, all this, infrastructure, or the fixtures, all other things, table, chair, many other things. How many million gone? 4. There is no any zakat on this 4 million. Only 1 million because it is at the value of some raw material, could be $500,000 stock, and some of the production already ready or halfway. This production could be another $500,000.
or a bit less. And maybe you sold some kind of production, expecting to get the money back. Okay, these are only zakat payable. So of the 5 million, almost zakatable amount is only 1 million. Nowadays, if you are similar way, if you have a share with the BT company here, British Telecom, so they have not all zakatable things. They have huge buildings. They use as for rental income, many other things. There's no zakat on that. They have maybe some saleable items like telephone sets, many other things, some kind of stuff they sell. These are zakatable items. And their income came in cash form. This is zakatable item. And they sold something and expecting money will come, that will be zakatable. And they also need to pay back to some company, some material they bought. They need to pay that. And after that, the remaining balance, zakat will be payable. How to calculate your company shares, which is not resaleable, which you do not buy to buy and sell. You bought it to get dividend, to get income. It is as investment. Then whole amount of your investment is not zakatable. Is that one clear? Most of the industry factories, companies, many things is also their goodwill. While genuine asset is not that. Even though it will be sold now with goodwill, mashallah, 5 million. But it's not zakatable. After you sell, yes, zakatable. Before you sell, it is not zakatable. So goodwill has no zakat value. Look at this way, you have a shop. Like you have a restaurant. You have invested in this restaurant maybe, you can say, £500,000. First of all, you have paid the landlord for the seeking the possession there, £50,000 or £100,000 advance. This is our security money. This is possession you're buying from him, and you have also fridge, machine, or cooker, or many items, chair, table, expensive items. He spends maybe another, £50,000. No zakat on it. Only zakat, whatever is your production, you are making some food, some raw material, some sugar, some, tea bags, and some kind of, flour and other items. These are only zakatable items. While it is maybe $500,000 or 100,000, only small portion is zakatable. Okay? That's why once you are an investor in this kind of company, you maximum 1/5 could be zakatable. Maximum 1/5 could be zakatable, and the other 4% is non-zakatable. Coming to you have a grocery shop or a stationery shop, okay, this kind of shop. How to calculate the zakat of that? If you go to a grocery shop, huge, many items. You have a shop to sell the shoes, or you have a shop to sell the clothing. How to calculate? So you have to have one day, maybe it is a good idea, one night to allocate. After you close the shop, you hire some people, come on, we go for shelf by shelf counting. Okay, you have 20 shelves in the shop. And each shelf has maybe 3, 4, 5 racks. Okay, take one shelf, first rack, commodity is £100. Okay, second rack, maybe £80. Next rack, £50. Next rack, another £100. So one shelf finished, there is £500 here. Go to next shelf, maybe £400. Next shelf, maybe £600. All together, you finish all in one night. You hire some people even, if needed. And you take value of the items which will be saleable with a selling price, not buying price, selling price. Any item is not saleable, will be not sold, you can withhold that, don't give zakat of that. Some of the stuff you have, maybe it will be not sold, keep it. Anytime you can sell it, then you take percentage, 2.5% later if you could sell it. If you could not sell, khalas, that's exempted. This way you calculate your zakah. Now coming to the share, so shares, unit trust and equity investments, is it clear inshallah? Good. Next one, property and other fixed assets. So you have a house, you have 3 houses. One is you live in, there is no zakah. Even though you buy a house with, mashallah, £1 million, very palace type of the house, £2 million, £5 million, no zakat on it. But if you have another 2 houses, what is used for? If it's for rental income only, then you have 2 houses, 3 houses, another 10 houses. There is no zakat on the whole value of the houses. No zakat on the value, on the price, on the value. Zakat on the rental income. After your necessary expenditure, whatever income is added to your own money, it will be automatically you giving zakah because you got the money. Your own money, your rental income money, all same. Give zakat of the money you receive from the rental income. Don't need to go for the value of the houses. It is different than you bought the house, you're buying and selling it. You do real estate business. You buy the house and selling it. You're buying the house and selling it, buying the house and selling it. Then it will be considered as business commodity. Then upon whole value, you have to pay the zakah. You have a house which is £500,000 value. Another house is a £700,000 value. All may be out. There is 2.5% upon the value of the houses. Because it is considered as business. Same way, if you have a company of car rental company. You have 100 car used for the rental purpose. There is no, zakat on the, car's values at all. Only rental income you get it. However, you have a car showroom for sale the car. You have 50 cars there, 100 cars there. All should be valued and zakat on all, a whole amount of value of the cars, because it is business commodity. It's clear? MashaAllah. Okay. And coming one difficult one is pension one. The pension zakat is payable if full on pensions received after retirement. Of course, 1 year you have to give this. Once you receive it, finally you retire, you got pension, got hold. When it is coming to this year's income, you pay zakat of it once, 1 year. But if you are not retired, not received yet, for money set aside for pensions prior to retirement, zakat is only payable if the pension assets are being invested on behalf of the pension holder. Okay? If no such investment is being made, then zakat is not payable. Okay? So if it is invested with your authority, with your right, only then you pay zakat of it. For monies, again, set aside for pensions prior to retirement, zakat is only payable if the pension assets are being invested on behalf of the pension holder. Then you pay zakat. If not, such investment is being made, that zakat is not payable. So on behalf of you. If they don't, but company does it, that is something different. There is no zakat on it. One of the scholars' opinion is this pension fund, whatever voluntarily you contributed, this is another opinion. One is company pays, that is no zakat on that portion. But if you contribute voluntarily, this portion must be paid zakah. This is another opinion. How, if we can calculate, because I don't contribute voluntarily anything, I don't know the mechanism. If anybody contribute voluntarily, can you say what your company contributes and what you contribute? Anyone here working can help me to understand? No one can explain to me? Yeah. Yes, I know. Now, if somebody is paying it, is anyone you pay voluntarily to your company? No. One is compulsory, mandatory, that you don't worry about this. That you don't worry about this. But if you go additionally, I want to also to get more, when I retire, I voluntarily contribute more, that one must be paid zakah. You calculate that, and that is the fatwa of some of the scholars. Okay. Now coming to the, this is the area of zakat. Now you have debts owed to you. Some people, the strong debt, zakat is payable on strong debts, money that is owed to you that you are confident will be paid to you back. You need to add this with your balance today. Okay? This may include personal loans to friends and family. This does not include outstanding wages, dowry, inheritance, or assets held in trust other than assets held under a bare trust. Okay, so that means anybody you have given loan, he'll be paying you back, you have no worry, then you need to pay zakat of this. But if the debt is a problem that the man is not able to pay, he's gone, he said after 2 months I'll be giving not go 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. He said, brother, I'm unable. You are not getting it. Or another case, this man is a not right man, he's dishonest man, he's trying to cheat you. He's delaying and delaying and delaying. No, brother, I'm not able to give. He's escaping you now. You become worried now, are you getting this money back or not? Then you don't pay zakat now, in both cases. Once you receive it, you got the money, then you pay for 1 year only. Even though you received it after 5 years or 10 years, you pay 1 year zakat only. Okay. Now, again, going to the business asset. Business assets are subject to zakah. This includes cash, finished goods, just repeating, work in progress, raw materials, and strong debts, i.e. money owed to the business that is likely to be received. All business assets should be valued at their current market price. For finished goods, this should therefore be their retail sale price. For unfinished goods, this should be whatever price you expect the furnished good to fetch on your zakat anniversary date. Now, what you can deduct from your balance? Personal liabilities. Certain liabilities can be deducted from your zakatable assets before calculating how much zakat you owe. Number one, these include outstanding or overdue living expenses, such as a rent payment or utility bill, as well as debts. You need to pay to the people back. You borrow somebody money from, you will be paying it back, then you deduct this as well. So your bill, for example, outstanding bill, don't go for some bill will be coming after later on. No. The bill already there or supposed to come. You utilize this facility already and you need to pay for this. So only look for the outstanding one. Outstanding one. You can deduct it. There is a bill came, electricity bill came, gas bill came, it is on your table already. You're supposed to pay today, tomorrow, or whatever the time. You can deduct all this from your balance when you are calculating zakah, rent, etc. Long-term debt has its a different issue, separately different. Long-term debt such as a mortgage or student loan giving back, the non-interest or principal portion only of the forthcoming year's worth of payment can be deducted for zakat collection calculation purposes. For example, you bought a house with a mortgage. If it is Islamic mortgage, halal. If it is not Islamic mortgage, there is a question mark. Okay. Now you are paying mortgage every month. So now it is this original principle. You pay the loan first, debt free first, and then you give zakah. But this one is different, mortgage one, because it is for longer period of time. This arrangement, you are not paying one go. It may take 20 years, 30 years. If you don't pay zakah until 20, 30 years, you are a rich man but not paying zakah whole life. This is not true. Then you deduct only next 12 months, installments. Next 12 months installments only you deduct if you are obliged, if you are forced to do so. That if you don't deduct, you'll be not able to pay the installments. You'll be having difficulty. In that case, you're allowed to deduct for next 12 months from zakatable money. Is clear? Not clear yet? Right. You bought a house with maybe 500,000 pounds, and big portion is taken as a mortgage. So you will be paying each month 1,000 pounds, for example. In a year, you'll be paying 12,000 pounds. Or in a month, you'll pay 500,000. In a year, you'll be paying that 6,000 pounds. So you have zakatable item 10,000. Your zakatable, your balance is today 10,000. Okay? You're supposed to pay 10,000 zakat, but you are paying mortgage. Next year, in 12 months, you'll be paying 6,000 pound mortgage. So you deduct from 10,000, 6,000 pound, remaining is 4,000 pound. Although you have now 10,000 pound cash, you'll be paying zakat of only 4,000 pound, because other 6,000 you left it for the mortgage to pay, that is deducted. Is it clear now? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Right. But once if you bought with the interest one, interest added, that portion you are not allowed to deduct from the zakatable item. Okay. Only genuine price in the beginning was, that portion will be deducted, the monthly installment of that portion. What added through the interest, which is added to your installment, that portion will be not deducted. Okay. So now you got these are the zakatable item. So again, once you sit down to calculate zakat, take one day, couple of hours, allocate. You sit down. If it is business, if it is not business, it is easy. Half an hour could be finishing. What is my cash here back home? Altogether 10,000 pound. Back home one, you can make it, same, keep it remain separate with that currency and make it separately. That is fine. If you want to make it added with your money here, you can make, this is okay, your balance is, cash is 10,000 pound. Jewelry value is 10,000 pound or 5,000 pound. And you have a small business, share or buying and selling share, if there is 3,000 pound. Okay. Somebody owe to you, you'll get the money from him, 2,000 pound. All this you add. And this is your whole balance. Now you owe to somebody. Deduct another 2,000 pound. Then it became the last balance upon whom you pay the zakah. Did you understand? This is the chart you make. Okay? For business, you need whole night with some people to spend time to have this Sometimes some of the small item in the business, too difficult to precisely everything to know. But in the end, you roughly estimate this shelf has 5,000 pounds commodity. After watching small items, rough estimation. And Allah will judge. You're near, you don't want to cheat the poor people, you don't want to give less. That is fair enough, inshallah. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Now, this is the people who will be paying zakah. Now I'm coming to those who will be receiving the zakah. Before I finish it, I'll take the question after that. Inshallah, this is the last bit. Who will be receiving the zakah? There's 8 categories mentioned in the Quran. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين. Number 1, poor and masakin. Number 1, poor, faqir. And masakin is also poor. What's the difference between faqir and miskin? Faqir has nothing. He is always living on the begging. And miskin, he is also poor, but he has something, but inadequate, not enough to finish his end. There is shortage. So both of them are poor, both of them are zakat, they are able to get zakat. Number 3, those employed to administer zakat, وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا. Those, especially the state funding, state zakat department, Muslim state, if they decide there is a department to collect zakah and to disperse it, to distribute it, the staff of that department are eligible to get their salary from zakat fund. Now some of the charity organizations ask the question, we are also collecting zakah, Muslim Aid, Islamic Relief, like this. We are also collecting zakah and we are distributing to the poor as well. Are we eligible to take our salary from zakat fund? Answer is no. Because this one is only Islamic state, Muslim state will appoint that, not individual group and company will be doing al-amiluna alayha. They are not able. How they will be making their salary of the staff? From other funds, general open sadaqah, not zakat and fitra, not kafara either, and also gift aid getting from the government, some kind they will be managing their staff salary. So which one we finish? Number 3, okay, who is employed to administer zakah. Number 4 is وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةِ قُلُوبُهُمْ. Okay, those whose hearts are to be reconciled. Those hearts could be reconciled, meaning those non-Muslims, if Islamic State decide to give them zakah and they are very keen to get zakah and they becoming Muslim, zakat is motivating them to become Muslim, it is allowed to give them. It was used in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once a tribal leader came from outside of Medina and he took shahada. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made him Muslim, and when he's leaving he said, take something, and he had shown him huge flock of sheep and goats near the mountain. He said, all these sheep and goats near the mountain, take all of you, it is all for you. The man became very happy. He took all these to home and he went to his tribe, said, oh people, go quickly become all Muslim. Oh Allah, Muhammad gives without any account. And they became Muslim. And in many cases he used this. And the Sahaba's time they used also this. But there is ikhtilaf, different opinion nowadays. What scholars said, is it allowed or not to give non-Muslims by Islamic authority of this? First of all, no individual can give it. Or I give some Hindu, Christian, this and that, some zakat, so as of this number, which number it is? Number 4 category. No, we are not allowed. It should be given by the authority. So it is given the authority of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Sahaba. At the time they were minority. To make more people become Muslim, that was to boost that cause, dawah cause, was allowed only, and after Prophet ﷺ's time, when after Fateh Makkah, Makkah is conquered, and many people became Muslim, there is no need of this fund anymore to use to bring them to Islam. This is one opinion. Second opinion is, no, it is allowed to, but from the Islamic authority. For example, even in Afghanistan, they said they are pure Islamic authority. If they consider, they utilize that, could be allowed or not. There is two opinions. Some fuqaha say no, not allowed. Some fuqaha say no, it could be allowed, like they are an Islamic authority. It should be used as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Sahaba did in their Islamic authority. Same way it could be allowed. So these are two opinions. And third one, giving individually, I give and you give to some non-Muslim with this part of that is not allowed. All scholars agreed. This was number 4. Number 5, وَفِي الرِّقَابِ, those who are in slavery. Olden days, there are slaves. A slave will be agreeing with his master that I'll pay you 10,000 pounds to free myself. Would you agree? Then the master says, yes, I agree. Then slave is working and doing business and even asking zakat, brothers, could you make zakat so I can free myself? It is allowed to free himself with zakat money. Number 6, those wal-gharimin, those in debt. A man, maybe he is okay, his genuine need of the life is maintained, but he's in debt. His business gone to big loss, and he's owe people money. He cannot give. People are chasing him up. He has no means to pay it back. He's in trouble. So to pay back this difficult loan, he is allowed to get zakah. Number 7, fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah. What does it mean, the way of Allah? Most of the scholars said it is in the jihad, where there is practically jihad taking place, to buy the ammunition, to have the all salary of the mujahideen and their food and all thing will be managed from this zakat fund. It is allowed. That's agreed by scholars. But some of the scholars extend it a little bit. It could be like some kind of madrasa where there is no maintenance, there is no any other fund coming. Can you use it or not? First, to produce some dawah literature, some media to run with this money, are we allowed? This is a big debate nowadays within the scholars. Some scholars say yes, some scholars say no. I know some of the scholars given fatwa, and Zakir Naik used to take for Peace TV some of the zakat money, because some of the scholars are convinced this, Peace TV was a form of jihad in facing non-Muslim, who are attacking Islam. And as you know, in the hadith, there is a jihad by sword, there's jihad by word, there's jihad by writing. So they are using this, opening this horizon a little bit of more other kind of jihad. This one is still not agreed by all the scholars, although some scholars agreed. Which number it was? Number 6. Okay. Oh, number 7, sorry, it was number 7. And then number 8, last one, وَابْنُ السَّبِيلِ, the destitute traveler. What does it mean? A traveler, maybe he's rich, he gone to Australia, but what happened? His wallet is stolen or lost. Now this man, there's no penny in his pocket. There's no even phone is stolen or lost. He can't find anywhere to go. Now this man became a temporarily miskin. Allah is helping him to take zakat if needed. To just manage his, coming back to his own place. So these are the 8 areas zakat to be paid. Inshallah, I finished almost my presentation, but looking for some question. I know something is unclear here. Feel free to ask. Yes, Eva. The corporation tax which is due, you'll be paying, you're supposed to pay like other bills, same way you deduct it, you don't pay zakat of that amount. But if something coming next year, you don't deduct it in advance. If it is due, you can deduct it. Well, probably I'm not very good at knowing the business tax one. I don't do business, that's why I don't understand that very clearly. I may sit down with you to understand more, inshallah. Okay? Any other questions? Yes. Your pension fund, if you know where it is spent, you have a say, and they do on behalf of you, then you pay zakat of this.
What if I don't know where they're spending it?
Then you don't give. This is the opinion, main opinion came. If you can go to Al-Qalam panel of scholars, Al-Qalam, Alkalam, you'll find more details of this. And also another opinion, some of them fuqaha said, what portion they give from pension fund, company gives, government gives, you don't pay zakat of that, but what you contribute, that I have contributed up to now this amount of money, you pay zakat of that portion. This is another opinion. Okay? Right.
The money is no longer in my account as I give it to the pension.
That's
To remember how much that is, that's still with the zakat.
That's true. Yes. Say a bit loudly so people can hear the question as well.
I got two questions. One, first question is, I bought a property and I got 5 shareholders. And I got some money to give it to them. Do I deduct that money before and then give the money to them?
So brother bought a house with there are 5 shareholders, is it?
That's right.
You are getting rental income, is it?
No, I bought the house, I'm staying there.
You are staying there.
I paid them and I got the money to give it to them.
Okay. You pay to the 4 shareholders. How you pay to them? How you give them the profit or rent? What you pay to them? Only money, then main money?
No, I bought the share from them, so I'm giving their share back.
Mechanism is not very clear to me. Anybody understood what he's saying? Come here, come closer.
So I bought the property and I got 5 shareholders.
Ah.
So I took give their money, their share. So I got the money to give to them. Do I deduct that money?
The 4 people, the shareholder means, do they get back only the money they given you as a loan, or they get the money back and also some income added to that?
Yeah, no, I bought the property of their share. Why don't you bought the property? Yeah, we have one property, so I bought all the property of them, and I'm giving their share, whatever it is. So, for example, £800, I'm giving them 25.
You're paying back as if it is loan, as if you're paying the main money, and nothing additional.
Spend their profit, I mean, like the profit share.
Again, profit share.
I think he's buying it back off them.
Yeah, the profit, property I'm buying off them. So I bought it off them.
They loaned you.
It's come in the loan formula? Huh? Did you understand? Yeah. But when payback comes, it is the money they invested also getting some profit as well, is it?
No. I'm paying back in one go. So their share, whatever the value of the property,
Okay.
I'm paying their
Yes. Okay. You pay them, it's no profit, of course. That one is like loan exactly. It's becoming a bit more clear. Like loan, you owe money to them. Just pay it. So, okay, this one could be deducted from zakatable amount of your money. Is anything due, you'll be paying? Yes. But if you don't pay now, you'll be paying after 10 years, then too much. If you pay within next 12 months what amount you're supposed to pay, that could be deducted. Okay? I just, alhamdulillah, after a little bit hard work, it's clear. Yes.
I'm going to Umrah, inshallah, and then the zakat money, the workers in the haram, can I pay them?
Brother is saying those who work in the haram, if I go for Umrah haram, these employees of haram, we give them charity sometimes. Are we allowed to give them zakat money or not? The cleaners, It depends, brother. If he is rich, rich means he's not poor and miskin, then it is difficult to make judgment. Somebody could be having income, hardship, he and his family is a little bit suffering, then you are allowed. But if it is that he has some land back home and they are having some mashallah rice or other things, production is they are managing, but is not falling in the category of poor and miskin, you're not allowed to give from zakah. It is not safe. You have to check it. Give general charity, not zakah. Okay. Yes? Yes, sir.
Can we pay zakat to a poor person building his house or repairing his house? Question number one. Can a husband pay zakat on behalf of his wife, like jewelry?
Thank you. If a brother is building his house, he's a poor man, he could not complete it, can we pay zakah to help him? Look, a poor and miskin, in this case, he is not faqir, he is miskin. He has something. The miskin, if he is struggling to arrange his means, minimum need of the life. What is the minimum need of the life? Food, clothes, and a shelter, a house to sleep. It could be added also like medicine he cannot afford back home. There is no free NHS. So they need to pay, and somebody is terribly ill. And even his children's education is not free and he's not able to pay. These are you consider the basic need. Now if he has a house to sleep, but he's building another house which is additional, then it is not. But his main house, he's struggling to complete it, then it is allowed. Your second question, can husband pay zakat of his wife's gold? Okay. If he voluntarily pays and she allows, alhamdulillah, good, that is, he will be rewardful, and may Allah give more love between them. Okay, through that. But if husband say, I don't want to give, then liability will be remaining with her, not with him. If she has no income, but she has enough gold, then she need to find a way to pay it. Okay. Okay, coming to you later. Yes. Okay. He's saying that if somebody is miskin, probably, also they want to go somewhere abroad to have further income for their family, but to buy the visa and other process, big amount needed for him to go. So is it allowed to give from zakah? It depends. If it is not too big, then reasonable amount, then it's considerable. For example, reasonable amount, for example, I'll say, like in Bangladesh, 1 lakh taka, for example. 1 lakh means here will be 1,000 pounds, for example. This is considerable. But some of them from Bangladesh, to come to Italy, they go through some kind of brokers, they take maybe 10 lakh taka, 15 lakh taka, which is 10,000, 15,000. It is huge amount. You are making this man he could be coming safely or could be drowning in the sea, Allah knows, this is one risk. Second thing is, you are depriving all miskin around him. They are hungry, are making this man come into Europe. That's it too much. I will not suggest that to anybody be doing this. Allah. Yes.
One is like saving. When you fix deposit, saving maybe every month 1,000 or 500. 5 years to get the money back. So when do you have to pay zakat on the money?
Okay.
money to somebody, and after maybe my parents or my brother they die, and after the death they give the money back. So how do I have to pay zakat on the money?
Okay.
Do I have to pay or?
The first one, he had some savings for many years, every year, little bit of money, 4, 5, 6 years, 8, 7 years, so some money. All savings is zakatable. Every year in your balance, it will be added. Okay? And the money, other one he said, if the parents given money after their death to somebody.
They give money when there was life to somebody,
Uh,
and after the death the person comes and says, look, your father is to, like, I borrowed 1,000 pounds, so take the money back. So when do I have to pay zakat?
Your father borrowed money from somebody. He has given loan to somebody. And this man is giving money after 5 years, for example. Okay. If you knew that this money of my father in his hand, and if you ask, he will be giving you back, then every year zakat should be paid. However, if he did not know, yes, he suddenly told you, after 5 years, I borrowed money from your father, which you are inheritor, this amount of money, then after he since knew that and receiving, give 1 year only. Okay? Yes, yourself. Come in.
Someone has been contributing to pension for, say, 10 years without understanding the policy, and that pension is invested by their employers. They haven't been paying 10 years. They say £100 a month voluntarily.
I understood a little bit. Listen, this one I suggest you to contact Al-Qalam, ALQALAM. They're expert in this area. Okay? This brother, he's going probably with the baby. كلم شوية. نعم. طيب. اوكي.
السؤال الثاني لو الواحد عنده ثروه مواشي ضأن يعني مع حد وما يعرف عددها كم يعني ايش عمل ممكن تقريبا 50 او 30.
Okay, طيب. Right. إذا سألت السؤالين أنسى الأول. If somebody asks 2 questions, I forgot the first one. قل الأول إيش قلت؟
السؤال الاول انه واحد يعني عنده فلوس 11 سنه ما اكمل السنه.
Okay. If somebody has coming money to him, just it is only 11 years, and not year is completed, when he'll be paying zakah? In the first time in the life, أول مرة في حياتك بدأت يأتي إليك الأموال انتظر 12 شهر 12 شهر ثم تعطي الزكاة. أما إذا كان المال يأتيك من زمان قبل 5 سنوات 10 سنوات كل سنة كذا، فلا تنظر إلى كل نوع من المال إكمال السنة. So if anyone first time becoming zakat payable, then he need to have 12 months completed for zakat anniversary to conclude that he is zakat paying now. After you became owner of the Nisab, now you don't look each money what month it came. You always look zakat anniversary, your day of zakat anniversary day, what money you got today, what money you possess today. Some money came many years ago, some amount of money 6 months ago, some amount of money 3 months ago, some amount of money last month, all latest balance. آخر شيء عندك ما هو ما تملك المال هذا اليوم، هذا هو. طيب الثاني الضأن كل 40 واحد، كل 40 واحد. Every 40 goat you pay 1 goat as zakah. Okay, right. I hope nobody has got here. Okay, Fadal.
If you're paying zakat every Ramadan, once in 6 months before,
Okay, can you pay zakat in advance? I mean, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, before your zakat anniversary come, it is allowed. you calculate it, and on the zakat anniversary day, you sit down. I paid already 2,000. My rest of zakat is only 500 left. So you give this 500. If you have given more, alhamdulillah, ziyada nafal. One thing, once you give zakah, you should have intention, I am paying from my zakah. If somebody came, poor man, brother, I'm in a desperate need, please help me £100. You have given him £100. He didn't think anything, just he thought, he asked, I give. After he had given to him, you think, oh, I can calculate it from my zakah. Now it's too late. Innamal a'malu binniyat. When you're handovering, you know surely it is zakah. If not, he gone 5 minutes. After that, no. Further. Before 6 months, was any money with him?
Some savings from before, but not this new.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever first in the life, what we said, 300, how much you said? 368 pounds. If it was any time, any year, 368 pounds, that means you are zakat payable. Although last year it was 350 probably. Year before it was threshold was 335 something. This. That year, first time, you need to wait a year completing. Okay? You don't need to on the day. You have to wait another year. First time became 368, wait 1 year. Now, 1 year complete, you have paid already. Now next year, you don't need to wait. You will be giving whatever current balance. Every year's balance. Is clear? End of year balance, yes. Okay, young man, coming to you later. Fadal.
If you, for a few years, were earning money and you weren't sure if you were eligible for the Nisab, but then you come a few years later and you realize that you should have been paying Zakat a couple of years in the past, what should you do?
Jazakallah khair. Again, you should spread this knowledge. Anybody, any young, old, whoever have 368 pounds somewhere after his necessary expenditure in his saving. Saving doesn't mean long-term saving or short-term saving. You got surplus this one, khalas. Write that date straight away in your diary. Today, 5th of April, I got, first time in my life, 368 pounds my income, additional, some sort of saving here. You may be spending this money after 1 month, after 2 months. You may be spending, no problem, but write down this. But if you spend and spending income gone down before 368 pounds, then it is useless. This one is not working. Somehow it became 100 pounds only, 200 pounds only. Khalas, this is your Nisab is not continuing. Nisab is finished. Then again, 370, 368 pounds after 3 months came in your pocket. You are not spending very soon. You write down this as well. See if it is continuous. It's come down beyond that, then again you lost. But it never came down of that, your Nisab is confirmed that date. Then money could be in the middle, somewhere coming down, but again increasing, coming down and again increasing. So in the end of the year, yes, more than 368 pounds, that is your Nisab is fixed. That now it is this year. What happened years before? I don't know. Last year, I don't know. 5 years ago, I did not realize that. Look, somebody spending money or staying money with him whole the year, one can really realize. Okay, one can really realize that. However, if you have doubt, it's not too much money, not 1,000, not 5,000, only a few hundreds, maybe less or more, as came down and up, beyond, and up. So then you may ignore that. that it's insignificant. But if you're always like 500 and more, something stable, 400 and more, something stable, then you calculate, maybe I need to give zakat of last year, year before, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Find some kind of rough calculation of that. Okay? Right. Yes. If someone is traveling for knowledge, yes, if his enough saving is not enough and it's shortage, he falling in short, then he is allowed to take from zakat. It could be also fi sabilillah, and he also falling in that case as a poor. Fadal, yes.
Do you have to mention to the poor person?
That's a good question. You don't need to mention to the poor, it is zakat. Some of the scholars say it's good to mention it, generally good. However, if the person will be offended, and you don't want to dishonor him, don't want to disrespect him, but genuinely he is a zakat achievable person, then you are allowed to give without telling that. Take it, inshallah, spend it for any need. You have the intention is must. Yes, Father. Yes. Okay. Well, somebody say, I will be collecting zakat to give somebody to build his house. Normally, zakat giver and zakat receiver, it should be their relationship. But somebody in the middle can work as what call it, his naib, his representative. Okay, either it could be giver's representative. Give responsibility to somebody you distribute on behalf of me, and the one receiving, he can authorize you, please brother, can you find some zakat for me, as you are his representative. This way there is some kind of consideration, but sometimes people do in a way it could not be very satisfied. I don't know, they collect it and they send it to somebody and he marked the money, finished. By the way, if you have given money to somebody, your zakat back home, brother, this is my zakat money, 1,000 pounds, please give it to the poor. This man doesn't give to the poor, he will be liable to Allah. Why? He didn't check his authenticity. This is the one poor, haqqul nisa'il al-mar, his right is denied by this man, this culprit. So it is wajib, is incumbent upon everyone choosing to the right hand that he is distributing money, giving to the poor. So he is as a representative only receiving on behalf of the receiver, but it doesn't go to the receiver, the zakat is not paid in fact. If you came to know, this man, I have given him zakat, he didn't pay to the poor, then it is upon the owner of the wealth to pay zakat again. Zakat is not performed. This is very complicated one. It's not very clear. What profit they're offering you while they're not selling the land. So this is dodgy. The land one, if it is properly buying and selling, it could be considered as business commodity, as you know, the value. But if it is, we bought it, we don't know, we are not sure. We may be selling, maybe building a house, maybe doing something else. If it is unsure, also there is no zakat on its value. But if it's surely bought it to sell, to resale, then it is business commodity. You can say, there is no income to pay zakat, land is barren land over there. Then you wait. Don't pay zakat, you wait. When you sell, then you pay zakat of the all years, previous years. Okay, Fadal, ya akhi. MashaAllah, everybody 3, 4, 5, and then we'll take only up to 3:30 is my target to finish, inshallah. Okay, and we'll be coming also some of the days after Asr, so you can ask question as well, inshallah. Huh? This man is talking inside. Tell him to go outside, please. Okay.
Long-term investment in shares.
Mm-hmm.
Like for 20 years back, no intention to sell it in the next 20 years.
Mm.
But I receive regular
Income.
from that shares. But I do not have the intention to sell it in the next 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say £100 worth of share I have bought, I get £1 every year. How much Zakah is due for me?
Okay, what is this company? What the company does?
Manufactures medicine.
Okay. So in that manufactures medicine, a company, you invested, okay? It is like many other companies, I forgot now, that generally Standard Fuqaha internationally agreed that all factories, manufacturing companies, their industries, their whole investment is not zakat payable. As I explained earlier, the machines they bought, huge amount of cost investment, no zakat on that. They're building their, the house they are, using this for land, etc. There is no zakat. Only raw material, running capital, raw material, and the item they will be selling generally. So that will be, I forgot now, subhanAllah, approximately 20% of investment could be zakatable, not more than that. Even they say some of the company only 10% is zakat payable. Because the rest of this is, sometimes all this, long-term investment, I mean, in structure-wise, and also something is with the, they call it goodwill only, which is nothing. Okay.
Second question related to properties. Two types of properties. One is Sharia mortgage. And after all the expenses, whatever left, do I pay the zakah on that amount from the rental income? After all the income, like expenses like mortgage payment, taxes, things like that, whatever left, do I pay?
Yeah, clear. See, when you receive rental income, it just came to your own money. It is not separate thing. You have money in the bank, 5,000. You receive the money every month, is it? Coming to your money. You don't need to look into what is the income of this particular property. You don't need to look into what money came to you and what money gone. That you don't need to calculate. What the latest money remain with you. That is zakat only. On the day of the calculation.
Any land that is bought with the intention to build a house for himself.
There is no zakat on this. No land which is intention to build the house, no zakat.
Third question and final. The best ways to disperse zakat. Like we hear someone very poor needs money for their children's operation, or like we see food bags distributed among the poor. So the best ways to disperse.
Okay. What is the best area to spend the zakah for? Right? It's very difficult to say one black and white answer. It depends on the situation. One of the area is if your poor relatives are poor, or giving zakat to them is sometimes additional reward. That is zakatun wa silah. One ibadah you pay zakah, other ibadah you keep the good connection with family poor members. This is another ibadah you do. So this is one way it is good. The other way, sometimes some very desperate case come. Like, when the Rohingyas came to Bangladesh, the serious situation, suddenly, anything is big thing suddenly happening in Palestine. What is happening in Syria? I don't know how many areas are that desperate situation. Also, same time, you have in your own village, your own locality, some people are hungry, cannot eat, enough sahur and iftar. They cannot buy another cloth which is supposed to be bought. So you look in various things. Sometimes desperate one, urgent situation came, that is priority. Some other time, your own family members, your own relatives, sometimes your very neighbors are very close. So you try to evit varieties, not give all money to one cause only, until it is very, very desperate. So it is better to spread it to many cases. Another important point came in my mind, subhanAllah, suddenly I forgot. Allahumma salli. Zakat is allowed to give to your relatives. But some of the close blood relations are not allowed. Who are they? You're not allowed to give zakat to your parents. Even though you're separate from them, they are very poor. You're not allowed to give zakat to the parents, neither grandparents, up to whatever it goes. Because you are part of them. Your money belongs to them. In Hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one day a man came, young man, Ya Rasulullah, my father always asks money from me. He's a bit annoyed. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Anta wa maluka li abika. You and your wealth all belongs to your father. It doesn't mean the father will be taking everything from you, but it's to understand, if the father is in need, you have to give from your money, not zakat. And then also your children, even though they grown up, they are separately, they have family, and you are well off, they are not well off, they are suffering. You cannot give from the zakah, neither your grandchildren, but you can give to the parents and up, cannot give to the children and below. You can give to the right, this side and this side. They are your father, your sisters, brothers, your uncles, aunties, nephews, cousins. If they are necessarily poor, you can give to them. Father-in-law, you can give. So father-in-law, you can give your zakat, but your wife, if she has money, she cannot give. If your father is poor, she can give her zakat to him, not you. Okay. Siblings, that's why I say brother and sister, if you are not eating from the same pot, but if you are eating with the same pot, you're not allowed to give their brother and sister because you'll be eating from your zakat money. Okay? But is it separately? They are really poor, then you can give. Yeah, that's what I said. Cousins, of course. Cousins, uncle, aunties. Okay? It's 335. Is anymore? Father, yes, father. Fidya, we said 7 pounds. If it a bit less is okay, but considering the poor situation, alhamdulillah, give it. So Regent Park and us, the massage agreed to have 7 pounds. I know some people could say 5 pounds. I said, okay.
For the poor person, is it okay to give zakah money for the treatment of their children?
Yes, of course. Treatment is one of the genuine basic need. You're allowed, yes. Okay, last one, inshallah. Yes, it is. The brother is asking questions as if anybody, brother back home very poor, and the other brother is here, he support them, he give them zakat as well. But once he go to back home to stay with them, can he eat with them? Maybe they bought it for zakat money. Not. If you did not plan, take the zakat money and buy meat for you will be all eating. Then this is a problem. Okay, on the spot you don't do this. That is fine. Because it is based on the hadith of Barira radiallahu anha. Barira radiallahu anha, she was a relative of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was a poor lady. So one day Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to visit her. He said, "Any food there? I'm hungry." She said, "I have some food, but you unfortunately cannot eat it." What is it? It is from zakat, from sadaqah. Sadaqah, which could be fidya, which could be zakat, which could be kafara, something. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family, Ali Bayt and Bani Hashim, all are not allowed to receive zakah, fidya, kafara, fitra. They are not allowed to receive. So she knows. Said, you're not allowed to eat it. But he said to her, Laki sadaqa walana hadiyah. For you, this money came as sadaqah, but once the hand is changed, ownership changed, you're offering now, it become hadiyah, gift to us. No problem. So in that, based on that hadith, you may, inshallah, stay with them. Still, very last one, khalas. I conclude with this.
I think with the other brothers different this one. Like example, I saved £10,000 in my savings account, and I paid that 10,000 last year zakat, and I didn't touch that money this year. And this year I saved another 3,000. So this year, how much I have to pay? Like for all 13,000 pounds zakat again, or 3,000 pounds? So last year I already paid 10,000 pounds zakat.
This year, 13,000 pounds. Latest balance. Okay? Jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Allahumma ati nufusana taqwaha wa zakkiha. Anta khayru man zakkaha. Anta waliha wa mawlaha. Allahumma inna as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Allahumma inna na'udhuka min ilmin la yanfa'u wa min qalbin la yakhsha'u wa min nafsin la tashba'u wa min da'watin la yustajabu laha. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqi sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.